gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, shout around? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
New this morning, 2 men are recovering this morning after they were shot overnight.
Yeah, this happened just before 2 o'clock in the morning at Zunich Spartsport. That's over on Lyons Avenue in Northeast Houston. And that's where we find KPRC2's Rochelle Turner with more on what happened out there. Rochelle?
Well, I mean, there you have it. 2 men shot at a Houston sports bar. And this has become the norm in the community, and the communitino, something that we see very often. And not a lot of people are speaking about it. That's just the facts. And when we do get to touch on these topics, then you get a whole bunch of complaints in the comment section, and they're mad at the people reporting it rather than the people who are actually committing these crimes. So we very much have a backwards community that we're working with and trying to get to some semblance of, sanity or normality as it pertains to a civilized society.
Brittany, Kathy, good morning. Well, we do know that those 2 men that were shot in the torso, they are expected to be okay. This all started after they were at this bar behind me drinking. Now, one of the men was caught on camera stealing a waitress's phone. So she confronted the man and he denied taking her phone, and that's when the chaos happened. She called her boyfriend who was nearby. He showed up and confronted the men, and they started fighting.
Wow. So, I mean, you grab the girl's phone, she calls her man, he pulls up, defends her honor, and I mean, perfectly created ninja moment. And this could be coming out of the community. We got a Mexican and seafood bar and grill, it looks like, but I don't know. It very much sounds reminiscent of a ninja moment in community activities.
Taking her phone, and that's when the chaos happened. She called her boyfriend who was nearby. He showed up and confronted the men, and they started fighting. Houston police describes what happens next.
And that's when her boyfriend grabs a gun out of the car, actually hits him in the head with the gun, and then they start physically fighting for the gun. The other male comes out of the store, or out of the bar, comes out and tries to help his buddy. They're both fighting the one male with the gun, who is the boyfriend. He ends up discharging his gun, appears just twice, striking one in the torso and the other one in the torso.
And police tell us that the waitress actually took the boyfriend's gun so he wouldn't shoot anyone else. Now,
wow.
He actually stayed on scene and admitted to the shooting. Now, as far as any charges, police tell us that they're going to present this case to the district attorney's office to see what might happen. Reporting live in Northeast Houston, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC2 News.
Thank you for that update, Rochelle.
As young as 12 out of West Houston, where 5 kids as young as 12 years old, involved in a high-speed police chase in a stolen car that ends with one of them dead.
Yeah, it's just a terrible situation. Denise Middleton is live near the scene on Westheimer Road, where police say they are still looking for 2 of these.
So that's very typical. You have a group of super teen gremlins on demon time, and they're acting the fool. They are just going out, stealing people's cars, taking them on joyrides, and at the end of this joyride, it actually ends in a fatality. So I mean, it just shows you how dangerous these things are, and thankfully somebody who wasn't involved with this wasn't actually injured or killed.
That's right. They're still looking for two of the minors who caused multiple wrecks last night. The last one ending here at the intersection of Blue Willow Drive and Westheimer. But it all started with a hit and run on Richmond around 10 last night. Police saw the group of kids in a stolen vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed before crashing into a car. They tried to get them to stop, but the driver kept going and ended up hitting another car on Kirkwood. Then the suspects tried to avoid a Metro bus on Westheimer and crashed into 3 other vehicles. That's when police say 4 of the kids jumped out of the car and ran away. Police chased them down, but only caught 2. They found another boy in the car who was unresponsive. We're told he died at the hospital. The 2 who were detained were taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
There were 5 vehicles that were hit in total by the suspect vehicle. None of those citizens were transported, but they have most have stayed on scene to help with the investigation.
So, I mean, where are the parents? Sisters, come get your kids. I mean, and obviously these guys don't have any type of disciplinary element in the home, and that's why they're out moving around with no type of feeling of remorse or consequences, because they haven't had that instilled in them. And, you know, at this point, these single mothers, they're just out of their depths when it comes to these super teen gremlins on Demon Time.
So again, still early on in this investigation, but of course we'll be sure to let you know once we get any more information about these 2 suspects police are now looking for. Reporting live from West Houston, Denise Middleton, Fox 26 News.
And we now know the boy who died in a crash at the end of a police chase on Westheimer was just 12 years old.
Houston police say 5 boys ages 12 to 13 stole a car and led officers on a chase, hitting 5 cars along the way before coming to a stop at Westheimer near Blue Willow.
ABC 13's Micah Hatfield joins us live in West Houston from the scene of the crash with video that we're only going to see on 13. Micah.
This was not just some fender bender, and that 12-year-old did lose his life here. But once you see the video of this crash and just how badly damaged these cars were, it is stunning that no one else was injured.
You hear the impact, and seconds later see 2 boys run through a nearby parking lot. That was the tragic end of a chase with...
Wow, and this is how demonic these young super teen gremlins are. They have a 12-year-old boy in the car with them who they left to die. You know, and a lot of you guys who are involving yourselves in these activities, you'll claim these your brothers, these your riders, they this, they that. And in all actuality, y'all have no loyalty to these people that you're calling your brothers, because when things get tough, you're not staying with them after the car accident, holding their hand while they're taking their last breath, or flagging down police officers and paramedics to come to their aid. So, I mean, these guys, they're straight up diabolical. And, you know, I wish more young people would realize that a lot of these ninjas who claim to be your friends are not your friends.
Police that started about 2 miles away. Houston police say an officer spotted a car hit another car near Richmond and Kirkwood about 10 p.m. on Thursday and then keep going. The car, filled with 5 12 or 13-year-olds, wouldn't stop when police tried to pull them over, and then they hit another car about a block away. At this point, it became a pursuit. It ended in that loud crash at Westheimer and Blue Willow Drive when police say the boys slammed into 3 other cars. They ran. 2 of the boys, including the driver, got away, but police took 2 into custody. As for the 5th, well, police found the 12-year-old unresponsive in the back of a car.
We got here, he was unconscious, breathing now.
He died at the hospital. It's unclear at this point if he died from the impact of the crashes.
And here's the thing, if his friends would have stayed and probably rendered life-saving aid or something, this young man could have potentially survived this crash. But I mean, that just goes to show you what type of environment we're living in. in this day in the community, people just don't care.
A few miles away, Larry Lipscomb got back to Mission Bend Park and Ride after work a bit after 10, and the only thing that was left in his parking space was broken glass.
They said my car was in a high-speed chase and say it was totaled out.
His first reaction was,
I just say, wow.
Lipscomb says he feels sorry for the 12-year-old's family, especially his mother, just ahead of Mother's Day. He wishes the boys had just pulled over.
It's not even summertime yet. And they need to they're going to have to find something for the kids to do.
Find something for the kids to do. Find something for the kids to do. As if there aren't plenty of things for young men to do. I mean, what the hell? The community. It's like the alternative is, well, if you don't find something for these kids to do, they gonna come kill you and rob you and all this. Like, how is that the alternative? I mean, the community is cooked.
I mean, because if they don't, it's going to be a lot of stuff going on.
In West Houston, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
So we have asked HPD, since changes have been made to their chase policy, how many pursuits have happened? We also asked how many involve stolen vehicles. Well, we learned that from September of last year through February 12th, HPD said they've had almost 500 cases. Now, of those...
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Well, only on 13. It may be one of Houston's most horrifying murders caught on camera.
And it happened in full view of neighbors in a subdivision near the Gulf Freeway in the Pecan Park neighborhood. ABC 13's Brooke Taylor is joining us now here in the studio.
Yeah, and Brooke, this really shocked a lot of us here in the newsroom.
It did, and sources close to this case tell me that this is some of the most horrifying footage they have seen in their careers. Police haven't said if the victim knew the killer, but they're hoping that a neighbor's video leads to a quick conviction and justice for his family.
Only on 13, deeply disturbing and shocking video of a murder in broad daylight.
Wow.
On May 3rd, the victim, Stephen Anderson, is walking on Woodridge Square Drive to pick up his mail, sources tell us. He turns around at the sound of a screeching car speeding right into him.
Oh.
We're pausing the video right before he gets hit. The car reverses and hits him again, pushing him further into the street.
Wow. I mean, guys, this is the climate we're living in today. These super gremlins are on demon time. So not only are they out here robbing people for their vehicles, going on high-speed chases and dying, they are also just randomly running people over. We've spoken about the random acts of violence in the community and how they're going to start leaking out into other communities. And this is another perfect example, man. I hate that this happened. This is ridiculous. It's uncalled for. It's unreasonable. It's uncivilized. And these monsters need to be held accountable.
Neighbors are on the phone frantically calling 911.
People to help me turn him over. They want us to turn him over.
Another neighbor comes out with a pillow. And that's when the suspect, Karon Fisher, identified in court records as a man, but also described as she by police, returns with a knife in hand. Okay,
so for one, this is the BS. You have police in Texas referring to this transgender, transformer man. This is a man, and you have the police referring to them as a woman. I mean, Karon Fisher, and they're trying to act like this is a woman, but this is a man, and he's going to a male prison, right? Right? I mean, we all look at Texas as a deep south and all this kind of stuff, and you have transformers out here who are running people over randomly. These super trans gremlins are on demon time.
A man, but also described as she by police, returns with a knife in hand. The suspect yanks and flips Anderson over, straddles him, and kisses him. We're not showing what happens next because it's too graphic, but that's when police say Fisher stabs him 9 times.
Wow, I mean, this individual is out of their freaking mind. And that's pretty much the state, or the state of the mental health of trans people, particularly men who are trying to masquerade as women. They're completely sick. Most of them are demented, pedos. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. They are not good people, period. Severely confused, severely indoctrinated, mind controlled, and this is a result. And then you mix that type of mental, you know, I mean, I would call it a retardation or backwardsness with all the things going on in the community, the crash out culture and the super gremlin, you know, moniker and temperature in the community. It's just a bad combination.
She casually walks off as if nothing happened and neighbors just watch. She then tries getting into another car while talking to witnesses. When that's unsuccessful, she leaps over the body and walks away.
Wow.
It's very disturbing, yeah, because, you know, I have kids here. So, our kids could have...
And why are they affirming the trans identity? Why are they saying, oh, she, this is a man, a sick, murderous man? And I really hope that they do not affirm this delusion all the way up to when they have to sentence him to prison, because now you're endangering the female inmates. And this I mean, this person is a lunatic.
I've been out here playing, and imagine that.
20-year-old Karon Fisher is in jail tonight, charged with murdering this 64-year-old. Her bond is set at $2 million.
Broad daylight. It was people. It was a busy intersection. It happened right under our noses, you know.
Just truly so shocking. I spoke to neighbors that you saw in that video. They are still traumatized by that, as you can imagine. One woman even told me that she hasn't been to work and is trying to find a therapist.
This is a heavy story right here, and it's hard to get some context here as well.
The context is trans dudes in the community are completely wacko, out of their freaking minds. These super LGBT gremlins are on demon time.
We know the suspect's 20 years old. Have they been in trouble before?
You know, the night that this happened, she was also charged with assaulting a nurse at Bentop Hospital. And we checked records, and back in 2023, she was charged with evading arrest, and she's been on a 5-year community supervision from that. We also found...
I mean, them just saying she... Oh my God. I mean, it enrages me, honestly. It's ridiculous. We need to stop this. This is exactly why these types of things keep happening, because you are indulging in someone's complete delusion.
Evading arrest, and she's been on a 5-year community supervision from that. We also found a prostitution charge from 2021.
Of course.
That charge was...
Yeah, I forgot to mention that most of them are on drugs and most of them are selling Odysse. Jesus.
We also found a prostitution charge from 2021. That charge was ultimately dismissed.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away!